Okay, so this is the next part here, and the camera keeps on rotating upside down here. Goodness gracious, LG. And we're going to take a clean rag and some alcohol and acetone. Works a little bit better, I think, for what we need to do. So first things first is we're going to just clean the top off. And make sure we're still in the frame all the way here. If you let it go too long, this glue will get too hard to scrub off. But if you do it only for 30 seconds, the glue is very easy to remove off. So all your extra right here. Not too hard now, because remember this display is paper thin. Okay, now that we got that removed, now we're going to do the other side. Lift it up, rotate it, and just wipe off. This should be wet still. If it's not wet, that means your life is very difficult. That means some light got underneath it, or you bonded it too long. I always use the bonding machine that you can buy at Sally's. It just rotates over on the top. You can buy the more expensive ones that are supposedly faster curing, but to be honest, 10-minute cure is not that bad when you're doing individual displays, nothing mass production. We're going to do 10 minutes on one side and then just a minute on the other side, just this side here. We're going to put it for 1 minute. But before doing it for 1 minute, we're going to clean it one more time and then check the eye, okay? So you're going to look at your alignment and see how your alignment looks. It looks perfect to me. It looks like a brand new display, that's great news. So just go ahead and set your unit right there. And then we're going to bond it for another 9 more minutes. Running out of cord room here. Okay, so I'll come back in about 9 minutes. And, well, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate the display. And after it's fully bonded, then we'll come back to this. So our next step here, while that's bonding, is we're going to have to remove this motherboard. You know, I don't know why I just didn't start the recording over here. It would make more sense, right, guys? I don't really think things through all the time. Okay, motherboard's removed, and we're going to evaluate what we're doing with this adhesive. So right now, the adhesive looks fairly good. Just pushing it over a little bit here, and pushing this one up top a little bit, just flattening it out. So this is really sticky here, so that means we want to put some more sticky adhesive on here. But before we do that, we're going to cut off and clean this up a little bit. So we're going to get the 1mm tape for the side here. And we're going to get X-Acto knife when I find one. I'm going to pause it for a minute here. Okay. Let's try to zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see what I'm working with. There we go, that looks good. So this extra adhesive, it's floated up here. We can try to fix it, or we can cut it away. Looks like cutting it away will be the best. Just watch out for that cable there when slicing the display off. Okay. I don't know if there's any fixing this adhesive or not. Doesn't look like it. Yep, that's ruined. feel like I'm not going to be in the shot the entire time, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So nice and flat adhesive there. All right, we're going to clean off the old adhesive tracks along the side here. Probably should use acetone and not alcohol here. That's not going to do nothing. But yeah, just use your replacement adhesive, probably 1 to 2 millimeters on the whole entire phone if you need to replace the adhesive all over. It's called double-sided red tape. And then I'm going to use some bigger stuff in the center to make it sticky again. If you're trying to reuse the adhesive, just make sure you don't get your acetone on it, because obviously it'll make it not sticky anymore. Okay, so it looks like we got some nice clean edges. For some reason that top is irritating me. It's still pretty flush. This stuff is so hard to work with because it's just so thin. You gotta have some tweezers to work with it. Okay, I had to stop recording for a minute and run somewhere. Alright, so you need tweezers here to run this very thin adhesive. Grabbing the edge is really difficult. Okay, and then we can get some 15 millimeter tape here. Just fine. More is the better, I think. So we're just going to run it across the whole unit. Oh, goodness gracious. Too much stickiness. Just use a little acetone to clean your scissor blade. You can buy these really nice scissors at Home Depot. Don't buy the cheap ones. Spend 20 bucks and get a good pair. They last a really long time when you do that. There's the actual battery itself. Okay, let's go ahead and peel the tape off. Like I said, I had to leave for a little bit, so I've already got the 10 minutes done on the bonding, and I already did the minute on the other side. So what I do recommend is heating up the adhesive, the old stuff, so that way it becomes really sticky. Then on your old display, you can heat this up on the hot plate, so that way the adhesive is really sticky as well. So get your heat gun. Just always throw it on 900 and just high. Just gonna warm it up enough to not to attach the whole thing. If you want, you should always check your touch cables before gluing this all down. I'm pretty sure I didn't cut the touch cables at all. But if you did, you definitely want to replace them at this moment right now. So I'm just filling it, make sure it's getting really sticky now. It's going to be a little hot to touch. So you just gotta be careful not to burn yourself like I'm doing now. Probably some gloves would be nice. I want to do this quick while it's hot. Obviously the reason why we're doing this is so that way it has a good stick on it. Wow, that's incredible. Comes out near perfect, not as thin as I'd want it. It is lined up in there perfectly, but I think the LOCA is a little bit too thick, slightly too thick. Probably doing it OCA would be the best way to do these ones. Okay, and then we're just gonna put it together here. Now, so for the sake of the video time, we're gonna go ahead and pretty much skip through most of this stuff. That way you guys can see it work. And that way I don't have to make another part. Just want to mention that this little thing bent and I had to bend it back, the actual connector there. So be really careful, they're super delicate. What a pain, you have to put all these in at the same time. If you ever need to watch my reassembly video, just watch it on my other Galaxy 7 video. Should be on part 4. Okay, that's nice and hot and it'll stick on there really good. As you can see, everything is functioning. It's the same screen, same thickness. As you can see, it's a little bit on the thicker side, but overall a really good quality repair. Everything looks really good. And yeah, so yeah, this is Galaxy 7. Thanks for watching, guys, and you have a great one.